We're at Suzuka in Group 4 cars on Racing Hard Tyres, and this is a lap guide. At the time of recording, Suzuka is the track being used for Daily Race B in Gran Turismo 7. As I mentioned earlier, we're in the Group 4 cars and we're on Racing Hard Tyres. For this lap guide, I'm going to be using the McLaren 650S. While it's not the meta car, it is pretty competitive, fun to drive and stable as well. Although you do have to short shift it to get the best from it, so I wouldn't recommend this one if you're using automatic gears. Maybe go for something like the Silvia or the Ferrari. As always, if you've got any questions about the lap guide or the race in general, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like if you find this useful. But without further ado, let's get on with the lap guide. As we're heading down the main straight, you want to be keeping over to the left hand side, and we're looking out for our first braking marker, which is the end of the orange barrier just past the 100-meter board. Turn in as you go past that and brake in as straight a line as possible, aiming for this curb on the right. I'm scrubbing the speed rather than braking fully, and I'm also using the gears to help me slow down. You're aiming to get as close as you can to this curb on the left without running wide, and then you want to swing in and try and hug this curb on the right, changing down if you need more rotation. As you get further around the bend, you want to start to feed the power back in, being careful not to go too wide on the left hand side. Now, counterintuitively, this section is all about not going too fast. You need to be controlled and manage your gears and throttle, so you can hug each of these curves as you go round them. It's really easy to go wide, and that will lose you loads of time. If you find yourself coming in a bit hot and going wide, lift off the throttle or drop a gear if you can to try and bring yourself back in line with the curbs again. Now, this next corner coming up on the right is tighter than the others, so you probably will want to drop a gear for this one, and you do want to get this one right because there's a fast section coming up that will make a huge difference to your lap times. Swing over to the right as soon as you get round the bend, and the trick here is to try and flatten this corner and get into the higher gear as soon as possible without going too far over to the right hand side. You can boot it full power around here, and you're looking out for this next brake marker, which is this last lamp on the right hand side. As you go past that, you want to hit the brakes and turn in around the 50, cutting a large chunk of this corner. You might want to change down a gear to help with rotation, and you want to brake again before the end of this curb and cut some of this corner as well. You don't want to turn in too early because you're trying to flatten the corner. Boot it once you get round there, and you're full speed around the next bend. As you go round, you're looking out for the next brake marker, which is the end of this curb. You want to brake in a straight line once you go past that, and then swing in and hug this curve as tight as you can, dropping down to first if you need to for the rotation, but change up to avoid wheel spin on the exit, and then you can just boot it out of there. You want to get on the power as soon as you can because this is a flat out section and it can make quite a difference to your lap times. You can easily lose a few tenths by being slow out of the hairpin. Coming up to the next braking marker, and you're looking out for this path just past the 100-meter board. You want to hit the brakes just before you get to that, and then swing in, keeping as close as you can to this curb on the left, and then heading over to the curb on the right. You want to hit the brakes just before you hit the end of that curb, and then start to swing over to the left again. You normally want to drop a gear to help with rotation around this bit, and then once you're clear, boot it out of there, being careful not to go too far over to the curb on the right. Again, that's a really important corner because of this long straight. You want to get on the power as soon as you can. Right, your next braking marker coming up is this flag post on the left hand side. As you go past that, lift off or dab the brakes if you need to, cutting this curb on the left and staying over to the left hand side. You're looking out for your next brake marker, which is this 100-meter board on the right hand side. You want to hit the brakes as you go past that, braking in a straight line, and then turning in just after this hut on the left. You want to be cutting this curb on the right because you're aiming for as straight a line as possible through the chicane, cutting the curb on the left, and then getting on the power as soon as you can in order to maximize the long straight. Keep to the right as you sweep around this bend, and we complete a lap of Suzuka in 2 minutes 10.645. And at the time of recording, that was well inside the top 1,000 times. While this is not the quickest time in the world, if you can go much faster than that already, you probably don't need a lap guide. I've shared the lap replay, so if you go into the discovery section, search replays with Jimster71, you will find the lap available. If you add it to your collection, you can even use the Ghost to race against yourself. If you don't know how to do that, I've done a video with all the instructions. I'll link to that in the description. So that's all for this lap guide of Suzuka in the Group 4 cars. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Any questions, put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. I've been Jimster71, thanks for watching, and until next time, why not check out one of these 2 videos, or even consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to support the channel further, we also have memberships available. Follow the link in the description for that. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.